Welcome.
Isn't that great watching that? Huh?
It is great. I still get the feels.
I do too. Love watching the kids start. Man, I love the kids.
I do my little opening spill, but it just doesn't feel right without the short guy.
Yeah. The 10 seconds hands on helmets is Andy's reservoir. Whether to say it to the side by sides or not, that's up to him and Brock.
I heard that afterwards. Brock came over to score and he's like, was I supposed to say hands on helmets?
Well, he questioned himself, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I try not to get down there that early myself.
Hey, we wing it.
Yes. We make it work. By golly, we did it last weekend, didn't we? I think we did.
We pulled it off. I mean, I think behind the scenes there's a couple issues that we had, but I mean, everything went smooth. I thought everything started on time.
Yes,
scoring was good. Yeah, I think we were ready. Wasn't the adults ready early and UTVs?
I think 2 minutes ahead of time is what I'd heard. I wasn't looking at my clock on the four-wheeler there, but yeah,
setting a new standard.
Yep. So someone's gonna have to step it up here when he comes back. Should we go that direction? Let's talk about it.
Speaking of coming back, we thought we'd give everybody an update. We got to talk with Andy a little bit the last couple of days. He is doing much better. I can actually recognize his voice, and he feels like he's starting to sound like himself again.
Sure. Yep.
We just he needs to heal, and that's the major thing. He's still recovering. So we don't think he'll be, we know that he's not going to be at Cahokia race. It's just logistically, it's not going to work out for him. And we want him.
Yep.
Yeah, we want him 100%.
He's in the right direction, but a week away from a week away from now, it's going to be pushing it. Yeah, and we'd rather he take care of himself and get healed up and feel the right direction there. So we'll welcome him back. We'll talk about the next event, the state fair race here later on. But for this one, the next one, and more than likely it'll be the same old voices talking here and there. And so I don't think it worked out too bad. Do you?
No. I think great job out of everybody. We first off need to thank the track owners, what's that? Midwest Performance, Jason Smith, who was the sponsor.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see Jason there, but you can't thank him enough. This guy stood by us for a lot of years down there. I just don't know how many, but Jason's a great guy, and seriously think about him. He's really close to this next racetrack too. So give him a shout out if you need something. And what a great guy, and thank him for all the years of taking care of us and helping us out. Who else do you want to thank there?
Well, we got to also thank the Gravers. They're excellent hosts every year.
Yep. You can't. Danny and we primarily think of Danny and Phil, and you got to think behind the scenes there too with
Yep.
Sylvia and Millie, and
Yep.
thank them for the, and I have a lot of contact with Danny setting up the track and this and that. And I don't know if I should even go there or not, but I'm going to. He talked about some races and stuff, but he said some things like, but Danny, you like us. And he certainly does like us. I know he does. And you guys, you all saw him out there helping out and during the kids races and the adults races and the side by side races, he was out there running around on the brute force and they mow so much and they're trying to get ready for a wedding coming up here pretty soon. That to me is one of those things. We've been around them a long time.
Yeah.
And they are part of our race family. They truly are. Their daughter's going to get married here. I think I want to say like August 11th or something like that, and they're going to have the reception in the machine shed kind of area there. So you notice the little changes, um,
Yeah.
on the track and the pit area and stuff are coming in.
Yeah.
And I want to.
Hey, we
Yeah, got to
we
thank
had
everybody for being patient there.
yeah, we had a little obstacle with the parking.
Sure.
We kind of knew
Yep.
going into it was going to be tight, so thank everybody for their patience. And everybody fit okay. I mean, we had to use some of the space behind the barn.
Yep, we shoehorned everybody in, and it was we have a few messes here and there, but everybody's patient, and we got 3 wide, kind of trying to find a spot where nobody can go, and it all worked out, and everybody took care and helped everybody else out, and we might have another year of that, and get our normal big pit area back. So and a little retro back on the shirts. I was pretty excited to see a little red on the shirt this year. Guy, I'm just gonna throw that out since I'm here and I got the chance. I thought that was pretty darn neat. Probably won't happen again there, but
Yep.
Yep.
One time I only got
it worked out pretty good, I think, in the long run.
Yep. So I think this was the first year, or maybe we've done it once before. We've had an international tractor on the shirt, but I think I thought I heard Tracy say that.
I doubt it was there. I'll say it wasn't there. I don't know which way. I'm trying to figure out which way to tilt my head. Yeah, I wouldn't bet international. We had some Studebakers, perhaps, stuff like that there. But we've thanked Jason there, right?
Yep.
And I want to throw out some thank yous to some other people there. It's hard for me to pat myself on the back too much without telling people, and there was some very, very nice posts, and I'll get a little choked up on some of that, but people that thanked, and I got thanked, and I appreciate that, and it's really nicely written stuff. And there was one where I appreciated it, and I really liked that picture. I saved that one of you and I and Brock, and I'm wearing the old school shirt, and Brock's like, "Oh, my back's hurting." Well, but that was great, and thank everybody for that. There was another one where I was involved, but I'm gonna go in a direction with the track crew there, and so that's who I'm gonna thank there, and the people that kind of were thankless or our names aren't mentioned, but everybody is thanking them. But I want to throw it out big time I got to start with Big Joe and Brent and Jagurtis and then Brad Mathis. And I want to thank Danny for helping us all set up the tracks, and that's one direction. And Chris, you take care of the scoring and registration area, helping out there. Do you got people you want to shout out to there a little bit?
We've got newbies this year. We've got Andrea and Randy that help us
Yes.
out at the gate,
Yep.
and Randy gives a
Yep.
hand wherever that's needed. We
Mhm.
have Tracy Green and Tina Salisbury that do the registration piece. So when you come up
Yep.
register, those two take care of it. We also, can't forget Tracy Kiner, the
Yep.
the
And
the
Kim,
face.
Kim. Yeah,
And we also
Tracy,
have
I
Kim.
remember. Yep.
Kim's kind of
And
our floater. Kim does
yep.
scoring, and also she'll help registration. Kind of, we all do what's needed. Um,
Sure.
but I think we have a couple others this time. We also,
Yeah.
we have Joe Lutz, who does not only races but
Mm.
behind the scenes. Joe puts up all the banners. Joe, after the race, will tear down the start. Or actually, he sets up start too, but he'll tear down the starting area,
Yep.
tears down all the banners, picks up every cone. And Joe
Yep.
has some help from his family. Give a
Yes.
shout
Oh
out to
my God.
Elbow Grease.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
nickname is Elbow Grease. She asked for a shout out this
Oh,
time.
oh,
So
is she okay?
there's
So
her
your
shout out.
granddaughter, perhaps.
Yeah. And
Um,
we had some
uh,
extra help this race as well.
well, we sure did, and I don't
Uh,
want to. I want to go back on Joe and the people he brings and his whole
yeah.
family that help him out. Uh, Joe had a rough race, so I didn't think about it much till the next day. Um,
Y-
Joe was in a kind of a little boot thing,
Yeah.
on Saturday night. We'll maybe go into. I'm a little older, so I should like get after him about certain things. But so his foot was pretty kind of messed up that night, and so his whole family and that whole group took care of tearing everything down and getting all those cones picked up and all that. When the rest of us are just out of ambition, out of
Yeah.
or wiped out. But I want to shout out to that whole group there that were helping out to take care of that. And also, and I think leading into what you're going with,
Yeah.
Joe had a little help this time, and
Yeah.
uh, we got to hand it out to CJ.
CJ Faulkner.
Exactly. You know, I was I kind of showed Joe maybe what we thought on the start in this, and him and CJ ran with that, and they took care of the banners otherwise. And they the banners never been done that early, never. No, no.
The banners were
Sometimes
done quickly.
no, no. They were taken care of very well, and very quickly. I don't know what the difference was. Hmm. Huh. But so thank you, CJ, for helping Joe out.
Yeah, but we also have to thank CJ. I know there's a couple
Oh,
others to thank, but
yes,
while we're on the subject of
sure.
CJ, he
Yep.
stepped up because logistically trying to get things, which many people probably don't know, but we had already had two trailers sitting at Cahokia ready for the
Yes,
Cahokia race before we
did.
had to postpone it. So we have to thank, was it Thad Trump that transported him up to Mount Pleasant
Yes, he
for us?
did. Yep, him and
Uh,
his wife, I believe. Yes.
So CJ has volunteered, and after I think Volin asked if he could haul the trailers back since he lives halfway between Mount Pleasant and Cahokia. If he could transport those for us back down to Cahokia, and he stepped up. And gosh, what was it? Monday morning, Monday or
Yes.
Sunday,
Yeah,
like quick
yeah.
turnaround that he had already came back up to Mount Pleasant and grabbed the trailers, and we've got two trailers sitting at his house for the
Yep,
week. And
yep.
then early next week, he was going to transport them down to Cahokia for us.
Yeah, so CJ, when it comes up, get in touch with me, and we'll coordinate that for the next race too, and we need those to back down there. But,
Yeah.
wonderful. Gosh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
CJ and Thad for getting those up to us too.
Yep. What do we?
I
I'll let
got a
you.
couple more.
You got
Yeah.
a couple more that helped you out on the track.
Yes. Yeah. So Friday, on the side by side track a lot. We had a lot of help with the guy with the chainsaw, and that was Doug. What can you say? I'm going to say I always call him Crazy Doug, and I don't want to, slur his last name and all of it, but we all know him with the great hat and stuff that he wears around and stuff. But Doug showed up early and stepped it
Yeah.
stepped it up big time and helped us out a lot. Um, he did a lot of cutting and a lot of stuff to help us out there. That was fun to have him around too. I've raced with Doug before, and it was good to get him to
Yeah.
know him at a more personal level too.
So yeah, I was giving him I was kind of razzing him after the
Oh,
UTV
you
race
got to.
that if he
You have
helps out
to.
more often, he might win more races. So
Oh, how'd he do? Did he do okay then? I
yeah,
never saw.
he won the
Yeah.
class. Yep, he won
Oh,
on.
good. Yep. Yep. Keep it
So
clean. Keep it clean. That's all it's
yeah,
about. I want to throw out another shout out then to this is the second race in a row now that Jackson Carroll stepped up and helped us out too. Um, I want to thank Jackson and his dad was down there earlier too, but dad was had a little issue with one wing too. So and then it was kind of fun. Luckily, they found their drain plug, and Jackson was able to come out and help us out, and uh, we appreciate his time and effort there too. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
So thanking everybody. How's the racing? Hot day, but I
yeah,
mean it was good.
warm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I think I think that I don't know what to remember exactly what the numbers were, but I think it looked pretty solid there, and glad everybody got there to enjoy a great track. What a great place. Uh, uh, how how'd the
so
well, let's go in the kids race.
yeah, so the 90s were the first. So if those who don't remember or don't know that after Fort Dodge, it was decided that we're going to split the 90 stock class.
Yep.
So we split the 90 stock into two classes, 8 and 9 year olds, and then 10 to 14-year-olds. I mean, it didn't disappoint us this race either. There was a good showing for both classes, and that's good to see. We're taking steps to give those youngsters every opportunity to compete with maybe
Yeah.
their own age bracket and their own experience a little bit. And I think we got some good comments out of that. So if there's another class like that, we'll certainly split as well.
Yeah, yeah. And a few years ago, we did that with the 50s, and I, I do believe that's great. It gives them some encouragement
Yeah.
to compete with the kids in their level. Um, well, let's jump into side by sides for a second then.
I only get to see my little 150 feet of side by sides. I will say that top three for the open utility class was just awesome to see those three probably within 10-15 seconds
Sure, that's what I
of
was.
together. Yeah, that was good racing. I have to say kudos to everybody coming through scoring. That was a tight right turn. Everybody handled it good.
Good.
Nobody took anything out. Everybody went slow.
Wow,
So
really?
yeah,
S-
and that's kudos to everybody this race. Maybe it's just because of that hard right turn coming to scoring, but everybody slowed down. It was very
Yeah,
helpful. So yeah, thank
yeah.
you.
Well, let's for a second. I want to go back to something we've kind of skipped over, and then we'll go back to the adult ATVs.
Yeah,
But Chris, I want to hand this. This has got to go to Chris for our Jason Mickelson Century 21, I believe it is,
yeah.
90 adult challenge. Um, I dumped this on Chris. I'm like, and I'm not, and I don't believe in any of the other track workers were up there to help you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you got to grab volunteers. You got kind of handle this one on your own. And I've heard rave reviews about this pit stop challenge. I think you must have done a wonderful job.
I
Uh,
think it was the challenge. It
yeah,
was everybody thought going into it, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. And little did people know, changing a freaking tire is not that easy. You got a lot of pressure. It's
Right.
four lug nuts, right? Or 4 bolts that a lot of racers succumb to that pressure. And there was some good battles out there, but got a Terrell Kerr actually won it with 30 seconds, just a little over.
Yeah. Okay.
30 seconds. And yeah, that was quick.
Yeah. Okay.
So they had changed gloves, change his goggles, and change the right front tire. I mean, it went.
I'm curious. We do this next year. I think there's going to be some new strategies and stuff, and probably picked up from Terrell's thing there. I heard feedback from a couple of different people that were involved with it, 2 different groups for sure, and they were like, "Man, that wore me out. I don't know if I ever want to do that again." They did not think that would take it all out of them. These are not necessarily racers; they're more pit people. But I was just smiling. I thought that was awesome. Good job out of you, Chris.
I
Way to
mean,
organize that.
some people didn't like it, but I thought that there was a lot of people up there watching. And what I'm going to recommend is, talk to the powers that be. Maybe we could do a regular machine. It wasn't that long of a distance to go in. It was probably 50 feet tops. Maybe we kind of throw that in a fun night, one night. We'll see if we can get it going, like a Friday night kind of event. But I think everybody had fun with it, and we can't thank Jason Mickelson enough for this. For sponsoring it, and Tyrell gets to have that belt for, for the shortest maybe reigning champion so far.
You never know.
Because we'll talk about it, but yeah, there's another event planned for round 4.
Yeah. Before we get to round 4, I believe there's some things to talk about a little bit. Let's talk about the adult ATVs.
Oh, adult ATVs. So we want to try to, the whole goal of why Andy and I started this podcast, we want to try to be transparent with the racers, right? So I'll be honest with you guys that there was a couple laps this race that I threw out. I thought I was going to get beat up for one of them, but I mean, we have we have a standard. we have a standard.
Big Joe, he's standing behind me.
Yeah. All right, but we have a standard. So if there's a time that doesn't look right, we don't add to it. We just throw it out. It all comes with, I think, what the point that we're going to try to make here. But I threw out a couple laps that just weren't right. We had a woman come through, 13-minute lap time, threw it out. She was somehow got off track. Also, I had a first-year racer throw up a 19-minute lap, which was a few minutes faster than our double A's. So that lap wasn't consistent to what he raced all race long. So I threw that out. So we do have a standard. We don't, it's got to be close. We kind of look at a minimum average, but when something like that sticks out, we have to act on it, and we'll throw out the lap. We don't add, like I said, don't add to it to make a lap. It's just, if it wasn't a complete lap, it doesn't count. So with that being said, we also have seen, or what I saw, and I'm sure that others have with the lap times, some of these lap times aren't consistent from this race. We kind of heard that some got off track, maybe took a UTV trail instead of an ATV trail. But the lap times weren't terribly off for us to act on it. I mean, we've had discussions, and I've had several discussions this week. It all comes down to integrity, and that's the key thing. Key point here that Paul, you're the racer. You can kind of give the racer input. I was a racer back in the day. That we have, especially for the adults, it's an orange background and black arrow, that if you get off track and you don't see that combination arrow out there, we should be turning around and backtracking to where we went and stop and not make our own course.
If you don't see, and 100% say with 100 yards. If it's 99% say if you don't see an adult arrow in 50 yards, I know how it was arrowed.
Mm-hmm.
It was very well arrowed. If you don't see one within 50 yards, it's on you to stop and turn around and come back. If the lap before, for some reason, you went some way, and there was a few spots, and I can, as a racer, I can attest to this, especially if you're going south.
Mm-hmm.
The wind was blowing from the south a bit. We went to a few areas, and you just hit a dust cloud, and you were, but to do it more than one lap, and I followed people that did it more than one lap, and no names, numbers, nothing like that, but that's on you. If you're not seeing the arrows that are orange, then you need to stop, slow down when it's safe, stop, and turn around. And I did see people doing that. I got to hand it to some juniors. I saw them go the wrong way, and then I saw them turn around, come back around.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you need to do. We can't deal with dust, and I'm a little scared of a few spots in the race coming up that if you don't do that, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to hurt yourself. So it's important for you to follow the arrows. The orange arrows are your arrows. Stay on that. Be honest with your classmates and stuff, and that's all good that way. But stop, turn around, go back to those orange arrows. It's for your safety at the same time.
Yeah,
and nothing worse than somebody getting hurt. We do not want that.
And if we have to continue seeing this, we can say it was a one-off, it was this track, but if we see it again and kind of seeing the same results, I think we'll have to drastically, it may come down to a disqualification or I won't say what we're going to do because I don't want anybody to kind of like look for it, but there might be a camera hidden or it might be something else back in there that we got to keep the integrity, because that's what we're all here. We're all here to race, maybe not each other, but we're here to race the track. So
right. And I'll be honest with you. So I put some time and effort in the track. I do. And the track crew does. We build you a good track, and the idea is we want a challenging track, but also a safe track. And if you go wandering off all the time, then you're not going to be in our favor. And we don't want that. There's at the end of the day, it's like Chris said, integrity. You get a piece of wood, and if that one that says one number better is better for you for integrity, then I'm not with you. We'll just stop there. It doesn't please me to say that. I don't go sweating, bleeding, and the track crew to do that. We're getting cut up on on thorns and this and that. We get poisoned. It's not worth it, and we're not going to put up with it.
All right. So we'll get off our soapbox, but it's all, we got to do what we need to do out there. One last thing I need to throw out there is the Tyler Top Gun Awards.
Who got that?
As we can see it, they're scrolling across the bottom on the ticker. Okay. So I talked with Chad this week.
Look at that old name, Daniel Prendle. Huh.
Yeah, TJ Conkle, Braley Christensen, Wyatt Stiles.
Good.
I could probably read these.
Yeah. Well, they can see it across the screen too.
So talking with Chad, each of these winners get a $20 gift certificate towards Tyler product there at the track. Right. So Chad's then only informed me that only after all year long, only 4 people so far have turned in their pieces of paper. So
That's too bad.
what those that, turn in that paper if you win, or so that your class, go see
Yeah,
Chad at his table or his van there set up at the
yeah.
races.
Cute
Turn
little
in,
thing, isn't it? Can't help myself.
yeah, you can turn in that gift certificate towards free product, and your name off of that piece of paper goes into the year-end drawing. Now he's
Ooh,
kind of keeping it secret as to what it is so far, as kind of build up, but
it's probably
whoever,
holding out for me to win it.
yeah, he's waiting
Yeah,
for you.
that's it.
So if you have one at any of the races, go. If you still have your piece of paper, and even if you don't, go talk to Chad so you
Yeah.
can get that certificate turned in and get qualified for that year-end drawing of secrecy, because it'll come out, and he'll let everybody probably know once we get closer to the end of the year.
And I'm going to throw out, and I'm the really poor person to talk about this, but I believe there's some other contingency programs out there like GBC and
Yes.
the other another tire out there too. That oh shoot, there's a few contingency programs going on. Take
Oh,
advantage of those people.
are you talking
Um,
about Obor has got a
yeah,
good
that's what I was trying
contingency?
to say. Yeah, yeah,
BBC's
and
got a good contingency.
yeah, which Paul's not good about taking advantage of, but I recommend the rest of you doing it. It just takes a few minutes. Look those up, and then they know that you guys are racing with us, and a little more about the series, and that's always good for the series too. That
Yep.
way. We're ready to talk about another new track in round 4 here. About
Hey, it's our I'll make the
it's
joke
ours.
that I've heard the joke, so I'll just like repeat the joke that
Okay.
we'll have raced in this next 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks now.
Yeah.
We'll have
More
3
time.
races under our belt than we have
Yeah.
so far all year long.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yes. Yes,
it's
we will.
our quick little stretch here of races that were back to back
Yeah.
to back. So
Trying to get stretched out for this. Yeah. So we got round 4 coming up here a week and a day, I believe.
whoa, hold on, let me interrupt you for a second, Paul,
Yeah.
because the man
No.
has we asked him to come on and at least say hello so everybody knows he's alive. It's not Tracy typing this, but he is listening in. So if
Yeah.
there's anything nice you want to say to him, Paul, now is not the time.
No, I sent him a little thing yesterday about this little fella trying to jump up and grab apples and stuff. I should have sent it to you, Chris.
So
Let's leave that and go there. Saw something that was pretty funny and figured out how to send it because that's the extent of my technical
yeah.
end of things. So we're going to
Yeah.
Cahokia here.
Making the return. So
Yeah.
what would have been round 3 is now going to turn to round 4 Cahokia.
Yes.
Cahokia, Missouri, sponsored by, I'm going to slaughter it, Whirly Fabrication. Whirly
Yes.
Custom
Yes.
Fabrication, excuse me.
Yes. And the way I understand that this company is they're really big into doing like stuff for pulling trucks and
Yeah.
things along that way, but they also have a division that's focused on side by side stuff and pretty top notch, top of the end, top line kind of stuff. Give them a look and check them out. They're out of Illinois, I understand. And
Mhm.
we want to thank them for coming on board and helping us out here with round 4
Yeah.
and the new Cahokia. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
so I think it's kind of important for people to understand we have people that come and go, come back, and they come back with their kids and stuff like that, which is that's awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And so this is a new racetrack. Um, We're about probably 3 miles straight south of the old Cahokia track. Um,
Yeah.
uh, we'll be it's brand new.
Yes. So,
Uh,
talking
yeah,
brand new is that,
yeah,
you and I have been discussing and just the hand that we've been dealt this year. Yeah, nobody's, I think, really, and it's been a couple years, right? For
oh, buddy,
sure.
I don't know
It's
how
been a
long.
while since we've
Yeah,
had to break in and
brand
redo
new
a
track.
brand new
Yeah,
track. So,
yeah.
and Paul, you're not the spring chicken you once were.
No, look at I could show you spots, and there was
So,
one of those pictures. I got a bald spot. Now, where'd that come from? Who did that?
yeah.
I
So,
don't.
the track, it's coming along, right?
Yeah,
It's
it
not a
is.
100. It'll be ready, right, by
We'll
race day.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
This we had Thad on maybe 3 weeks ago or something
Yep.
like that. We
He's been.
talked to Thad, and I was in touch with him tonight. He's on his way back home, and um, he is what a great guy to deal with.
Yeah.
Anything we need, he's going to take care of us there. And um, got some people coming down with me tomorrow night, and we're going to get a jump on it tomorrow, just to get ahead of the ball a little bit there, and
Mhm.
um, to I don't know, give people a little preview of what we got going on. Pits have been laid out for 3 weeks. Had that idea, and Dylan Howard and the group he brought along did a bunch of pruning for us. Excited to see all that, and we can't thank them enough. Um, Hoping to entice him back here there next weekend to help us a little bit. And if anybody's down around that area and they want to come out Friday afternoon or Friday or something, Friday morning, um,
Mhm.
and had some loppers, we could probably use the help there. But we're gonna have a good track. I think it's gonna be it's kind of a little different. We're gonna do through some kind of stuff along the river. I think Stark's gonna be pretty neat. When we get into a big timbered area, um, it's just a lot of fun. But as a guy laying it out, we want to take advantage of everything and make sure we get it right. So we haven't been too fast about doing it. Um,
Mhm.
and it'll be little hills and this and that. It'll be pretty exciting there, and then we'll go back and get into an area that Andy laid out, and that's some. There'll be some fun little challenges in there too. We have the pit, so what do I say there? So I want to like caution people when they're coming in. Um, you'll see some signs that talk about the water level, like flood levels, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. That's how fast that river goes up and down. If you look at it, it's probably down to the ground now. But once you've seen that sign, you better slow her down a little bit and get ready to turn in. Um, what are we? We're probably 5 miles south of Cahokia now, something like that, and then turn back to the west. Um, I think overall it's gonna be a fun track. Kind of let it loose, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have to slow it down because it's gonna be tight. Kids track looks to be pretty good. I think the big kids will stretch them out a little ways out along with some more challenging stuff and bring them back. Side by sides, there's already some good paths out in that big timbered area, so we're going to probably use those, and I think they're going to have fun riding those. They on an ATV anyway. They're a lot of fun. Um, we're dealing with a second landowner. This guy's named Tim, and Tim's a really great guy to deal with
Good.
too. And um, don't it's going to be a fun race, and Callie, we're looking forward to everybody getting down there.
Good. So yeah, track conditions, parking's good, right? Because you're going to come in. There's plenty of parking.
There,
So
I believe there will be. That's I'm not going to hee haw around it too much. We go back and forth whether how much parking we have, and then look at what we had available on pit lane last time, and we're going to be 4 times that by a long shot. So we'll still want to keep people, respect the area and maybe keep it a little tighter. You know, we don't need 20 feet in between campers and trailers and stuff. Probably enough to get your awning out, and that's about it. If you had an awning, always. But it was actually a Cahokia race years and years ago. I lost mine, but uh, I had to stop and pull it off. But that's well. Do we have another half hour? No,
no, we don't.
no, we don't. We don't. Okay. All right. Thanks. So what do you think? We need to talk about that track much more, and
No, I
I
think
don't know if we'll be able to give you a live update. I was thinking about trying that last weekend, but I'm not that technical. I'm going to be honest. Yeah.
a little bit more technical above Andy, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I am even there. I won't even say that. He's a lot younger than me, 3 or 4 years or something.
So yeah. Well, the other thing here I'm seeing in the comments is Ragbri. So we know that
Oh goodness,
we're
yes.
gonna probably hit Ragbri traffic, just depending on which route you're going down.
Yeah.
So just kind of be mindful of that as well. Just probably a little bit more traffic than what we probably normally would see.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you did say, and I believe you mentioned that if people were there Thursday or early Friday, that you could potentially use a couple more hands
Sure.
out on the
Sure.
track. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then as always, if you're there Friday morning, Joe could use an extra hand putting
Yeah.
up banners. I mean, that helped. Like CJ and Joe were able to help knock that out. I think at Cahokia, right before scoring, probably needed some more banners. We might need a chicane of some sort to kind of bring them
Yep.
into scoring.
I believe we've got the layout on that going on.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, if we can remember what Andy said a while ago, but yeah, we've got a pretty good idea on that, and
So yeah, track is good. We talked about all of that. The other thing is that we have the adult 90 was pit stop challenge this time at Cahokia. It is slated to be a 30-minute hair scramble race. So those listening that are wanting to participate in that, we kind of need to be on time. So as soon as that 90 awards are done, we kind of need to be ready, set to go. We'll give you guys more information.
You need to be ready before the awards are done.
Yep.
You need to be on that line before the awards. Don't need if you're borrowing or stealing a machine from your son or daughter, you need to be take that machine. Don't take it to awards. Be ready to go.
Yep. So
because
I believe
we are on time. Not kind of time, on time.
So the game plan is to use the adult, or not the adult, the adult 90 class will use the kids or the 50 course. So it's a little bit smaller. So that is the game plan, Paul, that they'll follow those blue arrows.
Yeah. Blue. Yeah, it sounds like a winner.
Well, just because it's the shortest track and we can get them hopefully maybe more than
a lap. I do believe this is going to be a good track for that. Where the 50s are going is right next to where the main pits are and stuff like that. And with a little bit of change, I think we can get that going. I'll run you through it, and you can change the arrows accordingly.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that done and get communication out to the guys that are participating in that.
Brock. We'll put Brock on that.
Yes.
Yes. There we go.
What's the other thing? Oh, the last thing on my list is the State Fair Cup. So it is
Yeah,
approaching. We've
I
opened up the
understand that.
registration. I think I've gotten 40 entries so far. So we're sitting pretty good. Just remember, we open it up to uh, the series guys is first. So if you want to get registered, we only take 15 per class. So if you don't want the TT motocross guys coming in and participating in your class, we got to get it filled up. So 15 is the limit. We don't let anybody more than that go on. So it's open now. I'd like to have it closed a week before before the actual race. So that will be
What date is that?
2 weeks from tomorrow, right?
Okay. Could be.
I don't have. I think it's 2 weeks from tomorrow,
What date is the race?
Saturday.
The what?
Okay,
9th? 16th?
the
10th
9th,
or 17th?
10th. It's the 10th.
Okay. So you don't really have a lot of 2 weeks there. Better get on it, folks. That's
Yeah.
all I got to
So
say.
we have the fun drawing and the lineup, all that plan to do. But we got to have everybody registered and paid. So once we can get that going, yeah, I'm kind of excited for it. I know we'll all be burned out three races in 6 weeks,
Yeah.
but always look forward to that one.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys do a great job on that.
Yeah,
I'm going to stick around and see Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. Yeah, he'll be on
No,
the main.
that's one of the things this race has got to kind of go. They're going to be
Yeah.
really touchy. That's why it's important. These guys do a great job. The track crew and Chris and scoring and all the scoring people taking care of that. It's an IATVHSS thing, no matter what it says on the sponsor thing, and I got a little beef with that. So get out there
Yeah.
and register and enjoy that. It's something neat and something different. So
Yeah, and what's really awesome about the State Fair Cup is that grandstands are free this year. So
yeah,
the State Fair opened that up. So as long as you got a fair ticket, whatever it is, $13 or whatever they charge these days, or do that early entry, whatever. That
yeah,
yeah, you can get in grandstands. I know I'm gonna have some family up there this year, kind of watching things. So yeah, bring
cheering
the
you
whole
on.
family. Yeah,
Good
they're
job.
gonna cheer me on scoring. Yeah.
Yep, yep. I hope they do because you're underappreciated. I'm telling you that
Oh,
it's most sincere. Um,
that
but
it's a stressful race, but I like it.
yeah, I'm sure it is. Uh, yep, yep.
So
God, I don't know what to say other than that. But get on down to Cahokia and watch your travel and plan your traveling because the bicycles are going to be all over that area come Thursday and Friday and around there. So,
mhm.
and I wish everybody safe travels down there. Thank the people that have been helping us all out here. Well, Andy's been recuperating, and I want to thank Tracy for stepping up and taking care of Andy, even though she's on her own recovery. Um,
Yes,
and we wish the best to Burl too, Beryl,
barrel. Yeah,
Beryl.
he's had a procedure
A couple of them
last
done, yeah.
Tuesday.
I just never knew I was pronounced his name wrong. Um, till that tropical storm came through, huh? But yeah, hey, thanks everybody. Um,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go wash my quad from last week. I'm gonna think about it.
you're gonna think
Probably
about
won't.
watching it.
Yeah, I probably won't get it done tonight. Yeah, but thank everybody for being
Yeah,
there, stepping up and being patient with us, and
yeah. That
helping that make that race happen last week. And we'll do it here in a couple weeks now.
less than a couple weeks,
Yeah, yeah, I know it.
like 9 days,
Yeah, I
8
think I'll
days.
plan on being there tomorrow. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for
We'll get her in shape, and we're going to enjoy that one.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Short, sweet. If you got any questions, just direct them to Andy. He's available now.
Andy Kiner. Yep.
Yep. Andy Kiner.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.